From the top?
Yep.
It's only for a moment you were mine to hold. The plans that heaven has for you will all too soon unfold. So many different prayers I'll pray for all that you might do. But most of all I wanna know you're walking in the truth. And if I never told you, I want you to know that as I watch you grow, I pray that God would fill your heart with dreams, and that faith gives you the courage to dare to do great things. I'm here for you, whatever this life brings. So let my love give you roots and help you find your wings. May passion be the wind that leads you through your days, and may conviction keep you strong, guide you on your way. May there be many moments that make your life so sweet. Oh, but more than memories, I pray that God would fill your heart with dreams, and that faith gives you the courage to dare to do great things. I'm here for you, whatever this life brings. So let my love give you roots and help you find your wings. It's not living if you don't reach for the sky. I'll have tears as you take off, but I'll cheer as you fly. I pray that God would fill your heart with dreams, and that faith gives you the courage to dare to do great things. I'm here for you, whatever this life brings. So let my love give you roots and help you find your wings.
I can remember when you fit in the palm of my hand. You felt so good in it, no bigger than a minute. How it amazes me, you're changing with every blink, faster than a flower blooms. They grow up all too soon. So let them be little, 'cause they're only that way for a while. Give them hope, give them praise, give them love every day. Let them cry, let them giggle, let them sleep in the middle. Oh, but let them be little. I never felt so much one little tender touch. I live for those kisses, your prayers and your wishes. And now you're teaching me how only a child can see. Tonight while we're on our knees, all I ask is please let them be little, 'cause they're only that way for a while. Give them hope, give them praise, give them love every day. Let them cry, let them giggle, let them sleep in the middle. Oh, but let them be little. So innocent, precious soul. You turn around and it's time to let them go. So let them be little, 'cause they're only that way for a while. Give them hope, give them praise, give them love every day. Let them cry, let them giggle, let them sleep in the middle. Oh, but let them be little. Let them be little.
Takoda and I first met at Hy-Vee. I worked as a cashier there, and he worked in the produce. He started a couple months after I did.
I had my eye on her for a little while.
We were in our junior year of high school, so we were both about 17. There would always be a ton of people, cashiers needing help in front of me. I was the last register, and he'd come all the way, walk past them all, and that's when he caught my eye, and I was like, he's got another agenda going on here.
Finally, I decided to give her my number, and I wrote it on a piece of paper, and when my shift was over, I put it on her, under her windshield wiper on her car, and I told her to text me, and finally she texted me, and I kind of had her guess who she thought it was, because I didn't give her my name, and she didn't guess me, and which kind of bummed me out, because I didn't think she was into me or expecting me. So finally I told her who it was, and she was actually excited that it was me instead of that other guy.
What really stood out to me is how kind he was. He always got along with everybody and just showed him genuine kindness, and he always made me laugh. He still makes me laugh all the time.
My first impression of Katie was that she's very easy to get along with, easy to talk to. My first date with Katie was one night I wanted to do something different instead of just going to the movies or taking her out to eat. I decided to just pick her up and see where the night took us.
My mom wouldn't let me hang out with him because she had never met him. And so my solution was I asked if I could hang out with him, and she said no. So I asked if I could hang out with one of my friends at the time, and she said sure.
Her mom didn't really know about it, but I picked her up anyways.
I remember he pulled up in a baby blue Sable, and I was like, oh no, keep going, keep going, keep going. And he stopped, and it was him. And so I got inside, and I was like, hey. We
went and drove around on some county roads and just talked.
And we were so comfortable, and it was really the first time we had hung out, just him and I. And we just talked forever.
And then finally I stopped at an alfalfa field, and we ended up trespassing, going out on the alfalfa field with a blanket, laying on the blanket, and just watching the stars and talking. That was our first date.
The first kiss was that night. We were laying there and just kind of the conversation had died down, and I was like, okay, we better get this show on the road. I gotta go home, I'm gonna be in trouble.
As we were laying under the stars, I had her in my arms, and I kept thinking if I should do it or not.
I had kind of rolled to let him know, like, hey, let's go, and he went in for a kiss, and I was not expecting it.
I decided to, and I leaned in, and she ended up kissing me back.
I kissed him back, and here we are.
You give me taking my hand instead of taking my crown. Untangled all the strings around my wings and were tied. I didn't know him and I didn't know me. Cloud nine was always out of reach. Now I remember what it feels like to fly. You give me butterflies.
I was the first one to say I love you. I really meant it, but it kind of slipped out.
Well, come to find out,
Yeah.
he didn't say it on purpose,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't have never told me that.
But I was saying goodbye to her one night after we were hanging out, and I was giving her a hug, and I was just kind of caught up in the feelings and stuff, and I kind of whispered it in her ear. Not really meaning.
He didn't even say the whole thing. He just said, I love. And I'm like, what?
And then then I told her I loved her, and caught by surprise, she told me she loved me too.
I meant it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I meant it.
I like to think that he meant it, and he still said, I love you first. I knew Takoda was the one pretty early on. I mean, I always hoped that he was the one, and I knew no matter what that I wanted to spend my life with him. But when I knew for sure was when he had gotten a job at LES and I was still in college, and I just was noticing in all my spare time and every time I could, I was driving to Lincoln to see him and be with him, and I could really picture that life that we could have. And then just seeing him interact with my family and his family, and I just knew that he was the one that I wanted to spend forever with.
I knew Katie was the one when we were at the lake, and seeing her light up with my family and seeing how easy it was for her to interact with my nieces and my nephews, I knew that she was gonna be a great wife and an even more amazing mother someday. The proposal was on Thanksgiving. I had a whole plan that I was gonna ask her on this park bench where I asked her to be my girlfriend. And earlier that morning, she said something about the park bench, which threw me for a loop. I thought maybe her parents kind of spilled the beans on it and told her that I was going to propose or something there. I asked her mom, and she said no, she has no idea.
We were kind of hanging out that day, and we had just gotten these new handguns, and we were going to go out and target practice.
We ended up going and shooting guns for a while.
Once we got out there, I was having a lot of fun, and so I kept another round. And I should have caught on because he was like, let's go.
And she was having a blast doing it. And I wanted to, get going because I wanted to go ask her because I had this ring burning a hole in my pocket. I was like, well, you want to do another round? Hoping that she wouldn't. She kept saying yes. I'm like, all right. So finally we got done. And as we were driving back to her parents' place, I said, hey, you want to go check out that bench that you were talking about earlier? So it kind of played into the scheme of things.
So we went out and we're just kind of telling each other how thankful we were for one another, and he was telling me how much he loved me, and he kind of turned and kind of got down on one knee, but he had joked around and I didn't take him seriously at first.
Finally I got up and she was kind of giving me a weird look, and I got down on one knee and then I asked her to be my wife.
And then he pulled out the ring box and I was like, oh, okay, this is real. And my mind just blanked out. I just was looking at him and I came back to it. I mean, I remember what he said, but I came back to it when he was like, will you marry me? And so I said yes, and then we enjoyed the moment, and then my parents came out. He had asked my dad's permission a little bit before that, so they came out and just enjoyed the moment with us, and it was really cool.
Baby, it's been a long day, baby. Things ain't been going my way, I need you here. You clear my mind all the time. And baby, the way you move me, it's crazy. It's like you see right through me and make it easier. You please me, you don't even have to try. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. You are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me.
One word I would use to describe you is hardworking, because in everything you do, you're hardworking. You put your everything towards everything, your job, your family, the house, everything. You give everything your 100%, and you're always the first one to give a helping hand and be there, and especially for me. So
The one word I'd use to describe you is tender-hearted. You're always looking out for other people. You always have prayers for other people, and other people are always in your thoughts. And when it comes to little animals, you...
So can I tell that story? So his dad sets mouse traps at the lake, and they're live mouse traps, so they don't snap shut and kill them. They don't snap shut and kill them. They can go in, but then they can't get out. And so I figured that out, and so I was letting all of Bob's mice out. Sorry, Bob. So every time I went to the lake, I knew where he kept his mouse traps, and there was always mice, so I always let him free.
The thing I'm looking forward to most on our wedding day is Katie coming down the aisle, towards me and finally getting to see her beautiful face in the beautiful white dress and gonna say I do.
I said the same thing. I'm looking forward to seeing him at the end of the aisle and knowing that that's the moment we get to be married and spend the rest of our life together. And I'm excited to see all of our family that comes and be able to celebrate with them. We're both the youngest of our families, so it'll be really cool to have kind of a last hurrah. Takoda, I am so excited that this day is finally here and that we get to call each other husband and wife. I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you and do everything with you, literally everything, grow old together and just enjoy each other like we always do. I love you so much and I'm excited to celebrate.
Katie, I'm so excited this day is finally here. You look amazing as always, and I'm excited for the life that we get to live together and the experiences that we're gonna enjoy together. I love you so much. Thank you for being my wife. I remember I'd always look over the counters and I'd see her, and I don't think she ever knew that I had my eye on her for, I don't know, probably a month before I asked her. Or gave her, I know, gave her my number. So.
I was not thinking about him like he was thinking about me. Here we are. I said that before. Son of a gun. Can I have a question? Okay, so the first time we met officially was at Hy-Vee. We both worked there, but we grew up, the towns we grew up in weren't very far apart, so we knew of each other. Right? I knew of you, and so.
Hold on, restart that one. I was looking.
It was. I looked over at you. I'm like, hey, hello, it's recording. I'm really looking forward to being your wife and starting our life together.
Come on!
That was terrible. Yeah, you dropped the bomb there.
Well, it was just because you were smirking the whole time, so I knew.
Yeah. I don't even think I touched your lips. I'm so excited to. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're in trouble now.
Alright,
What's your deal, bro?
go.
You say it. Maybe you'll be better if you're having to be.
Okay. Katie, I can't do it.
All right, do one more. Just kiss her. Oh, all right, that's good.